I'm Brittany Trochet.
And I'm Tina Parker. And we are
Uniting Artists, here to collaborate, educate, and elevate. Let's talk all things film industry.
Let's do it. Join us on our journey as we highlight a uniting artist. Tena and Brittany here for Uniting Artists podcast. We're just going to shoot the shit. We just thought, we need to catch up, but we also have a lot of things to talk about for Uniting Artists. So
yes, we do.
I love it. She put podcast banter on our notes so we can think about what we want to say. You want to start out? I hadn't got to read yours yet.
I think the first thing that comes to mind is work-life balance. I feel like I've been running it and gunning it. I know that we've potentially thought of reaching out to some local beauty schools and wanting to participate and do some guest artistry. And I've had some friends a part of my life for years and years and years. And I actually texted them. I said, you'll never believe it, but I did it. I burnt out. I needed a break. And they're like, goodness, I was wondering how long you were going to last, like 15, 18 years later. Here we are. And I mean, you know that I've taken about a week or so off just to kind of comb through the details of my life. And I know that tis the season and it's a little bit of that fall going into winter, but I'm really feeling a hibernation coming on. And I feel like it well past due. I don't know. I mean, I'm going to do, my little creature comforts and my goal plans and set myself up to win for next year. But I think for the next few weeks, especially as a lot of people feel like the world is just a dumpster fire right now, I feel like it's really just time to go inwards, connect with your community, connect with your friends and family, close friends and family, whatever you can do. So for me, I feel like with work-life balance, I've always gotten lost in the purpose. I'm very purpose-driven. And all you have to do is tempt me with a good time of work and purpose, and I'll run with it, and I'll run myself rampant. And I feel like that's exactly what happened. And so I feel like my toxic trait is overworking. And the word busy, oh, you're so busy, you're so busy. Like, it has been a compliment until the point where I realized that I was most likely just really disassociating from a lot of important things in my life. I've just been, kind of making things happen. I'm taking care of a few seniors, family things. We've all got our stuff. But I do feel like I got in the way of myself with just this last busy ride because I was kind of just running on, 3 to 4 hours of sleep, which isn't much for any mind. And especially for, 12 weeks at a time. But really looking back at this year, I think that we've been really busy, but the bank account doesn't quite show for it just because, I'm turning down one low budget for another low budget, but there's just not as much savings. But I've been really grateful for what I've had. It's just kind of time to recomb through everything.
Yeah, I know you've been running on fumes. My husband's doing the same thing. He's going from night shoot to day shoot to day shoot to night shoot from Atlanta to LA. And he's feeling the catch up from last year from the strike as well. We were working because we were in Utah, but he was not working. And when do we stop and take care of ourselves? The need for the dollar is one thing, but it's usually when we fall sick. And he texted me, he's like, I think I'm getting sick. I'm like, yeah, your immune's down. You're not sleeping.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
The actor flu, the hustle. Yeah. And I feel like we're all just hustling a little bit differently this year. And I think it's going to land. It's going to be fine. We're all going to find our way and our purpose. But I think, the winter is always a really great way to really reflect, set back and rethink, not just like what's happened this year, but just really what we need moving forward for all of it. So yeah, the hustle's crazy, isn't it? What about you? What about your work-life balance? What are you going through?
Well, because I relocated, I don't have my clientele built up like you, and I am building up the clientele. But before that, I wrote 2 emails this morning, one to KSL, one to the attorney, and I'm trying to find my purpose and passion all together, which it's a big road with lots of paths. And literally I look at my calendar the day before, like, what's today's path? Okay. I'm going to designate this many hours for Uniting Artists, this many hours to the salon, this many hours. I came home, I'm like, but I really should work on my taxes. So I put myself as a priority and I fed myself and then, prepping for the podcast. So I think making ourselves a priority is important. And I'm the same way. I'm driven to work and make money, but we just have to pump those brakes, I think. I like your word, hibernate.
Yeah, and bears do it. They disappear for months. They sleep, they figure it out. I've been doing a lot of sleeping. I didn't even think I was capable of doing this much sleeping. So I've definitely needed it, but I feel like so much a part of our lives in general, we all can attest for this, but I think especially working in the film industry or just, chaotic salon schedules or what, the freelance life might be, is life is already juggling balls and some are glass and some are plastic. And it's just all about keeping those glass ones from breaking is really what it ultimately comes down. So our priorities shift, our to-do list shifts. If people cancel on us, our day shifts that way, financially and going to stores, running and doing this errand. There's so many different things that kind of pull on that. But I really do love what we do. Another thing that's come to mind is the creative freedom that we truly do have in what we do. And I really do believe that life is about who you meet and what you create with them. And I feel like that's something that I've always admired about the film industry. It's something that I caught on from a young lass, realizing that that's some amazing collaborative teamwork. And it's the best group project since 8th grade biology. But it's true. And sometimes some film projects, they do not turn in their part of the homework and our presentation is due. And we still have to come together. We still have to collaborate. We still have to be a team, put on our adaptability pants, our stretchy pants, and just get the freaking thing done. And that's kind of what's fun about making movies with our friends and how you were saying, like, when we can just get, the backup and the trust to just, in order to run with our job and make things happen. It's amazing what we can do. I really do.
We're our best.
I love so much of our Utah crew. And I mean, I've run around this world a little bit, not as much as you, but I really do think that we have something special here in Utah. And I really do love the creative freedom that my job has to offer. I personally like switching hair and makeup. When I have done enough makeup, I'm excited for hair, delving kind of into both. And then even the salon world, I feel like keeps me fresh from the film world and film keeps me fresh from the salon world. And, as we've been connecting with some of these Paul Mitchell schools and just really understanding there is so much potential with the basic fundamentals that we learned. Like we had some amazing aha moments that it's like, no, learn your pin curls, put those backwards and forwards, like start understanding period hair. Like we see it in our Pinterest boards. I have 60s, 70s, 20s, 30s, so on and so forth. And it's really important to build on those fundamentals, but the creative freedom is endless. We were talking about drag wigs and the potentials there and the tree of opportunities. I just think with film and the hair and makeup industry, I've been so grateful for what I've been not necessarily handed, but had the opportunity to level up and create. And I think a part of that was definitely in the last few years working with you too. We've had a lot of fun. So
thank you. Yeah. So since you're going into hibernation, is it a bad time to tell you that I applied for another entrepreneurial show?
No, it's totally fine. It's just going to be more as like less is more, if that makes sense.
I'm like, you know what? It came up in my feed. I should fill that out. But
I love it. And the chances of it being in a few weeks is very low. So we're fine.
Yeah, we don't know. But it was asking these types of questions. What makes us different? And it was about coming back to Utah, the people that are here, the opportunity it gave me in my younger years to start my career. And I want to give back, but not just here. I want to give back to my other film community too, in LA and across the world. And it's weird, the drive I have to try to make this successful. It's different. It's new. So maybe that with my dopamine drive, it's exciting that way. And it's challenging. And I love a challenge. I love being able to think creatively on how to make this business work and how to help others, which I feel I haven't been able to do much in my life because I either was the weekend mom or the working mom, and it's just not been in my wheelhouse and timing. So I feel this timing is now, and that I feel I can do this. So I want to do this.
Well, and I'm sure you have worked magic and wonders mentoring people and it just running your department. I think that we can't undervalue or give too little credit there because I'm sure that, you've paved roads and opened doors for individuals to be able to spread their wings. And so I think that that's really beautiful. I think Uniting Artists is just going to be a different platform and facet for us to just do that for everyone collectively and really raise up this industry and really help the hair and makeup world because we're just really directly in it. And I feel like I've always identified, with artists supporting artists, everyone prospers. I've always believed in that. And I feel like the time is now more than ever for us to collaborate, educate, and elevate everyone in this film industry and the ones that want to join it. It's up to us. We've got to cut some of this freaking baggage, cut down some of the mean girl stuff. And it's time for us to stop undercutting one another, for us to really come together as a collective for a community and just truly have a new network and a film industry at hand, starting with us.
I agree. And it's so beautiful as we've gotten to, Marshall just picked up a wig that she's going to be using for one of the projects, the short films. And Uniting Artists gifted the wig to the production, and I think they're going to give us a thank you. Again, that's the give back that we can do. And I've been able to see your students. They come and they're like, oh my gosh, Brittany was the best educator. Oh my gosh, we had so much fun learning from her. And you've helped people spread their wings. And they're soaring. And that's so beautiful to see because you're not a bragging person. You don't talk about that. I'm witnessing it around you. And I think that is so beautiful.
Well, and I honestly feel like as much as I had hopes and dreams for production team to go into every school, it was just kind of a niche thing. We had our tax incentive here. We had our film programs at the local colleges that just kind of worked collectively. And I somehow convinced corporate to let me run a production team and let cosmetology students go work with other film professionals and students while they were, in the beginning of learning and growing, and just to go out and learn set etiquette, learn how to read the call sheet, do all the things right then and there, and just really understand that it's not just the salon. That's not just the end all be all. There's so much more. And if you want that, that's fine. If you want that part-time, fulfill it with another gypsy crazy opportunity of film and television. And there's quite a few. There's a handful that have grown up in the film industry here, and some other future professionals that have looped back around and said, hey, I've kind of dabbled in it and had some press stuff, and I would like to get into it now. And so I feel like Uniting Artists has this power more than I did, just trying to convince school by school or one brand here and there. If we can speak to the collective, if we can speak to the future of the industry, I think we even have the more power to change it with the power of our fingertips right there. So
I agree. And for those that are listening, Paul Mitchell was and is part of Brittany's family. It's where she got educated. It's where she taught others and traveled the world, hair and makeup, and her love and passion for the film industry spread into that school. So we're going back. We're going to be doing a couple classes this month or no, January.
Yeah, in January.
January, we're booked.
Yep.
Yeah. And we're going to make it a really fun class and do some sketch comedy kind of in the midst of it. And that's what's wonderful about the film industry too. The learning can be fun and it can be creative, even in the education.
Absolutely. So another word I was thinking about is just networking. I feel like it's such a complex, important subject.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's not always the easiest to do. I'm sure you feel the same way. I like making pretty websites, business cards, promo cards, and silently putting myself out there.
As they sit in your drawer.
I know, right? I'm not as much as the meet and greet kind of person. And I can definitely put myself out there and do that. But comfortably, I feel like I'm more on that route. But truly in the last few years. I feel like I've been just trying to find myself more and more and show up for myself more authentically and genuinely. And I feel like that has been the power and the key for me in order to network rather than just putting on another masking face. Another, hey, I want a job. What do you do? What? Oh, cool. Could we collaborate someday? I'm not a salesman. I don't really find in genuine connection. Like I just don't want it. I just, I'm seeking something real. And so I feel like some of those things do need to happen naturally for me. Some of my friends, I've told them that even on set, I'm outgoing. I can do my job. I'm excited to connect with people. But if you're shy, I'm shyer. And some of my friends would like never even believe me. They've said that. They're like, you're not shy. There's no way that you're shy. I said, oh, you should see it. It's pretty hilarious. But I feel like the more that I've been able to show up for myself authentically, I've just been able to have those real conversations with anybody about anything. And I feel like for me, that's what I'm kind of working on focusing in my network. I don't know about you, but that's also something I feel like we've talked about this before, but that's something that I feel like I've been grateful for you because I feel like I have always been able to just show up genuine as myself. And that's been like a very good place for me to try that on, but that goes also in talking with producers and other things. You create that fun, safe place with friends, and then you can kind of move from there.
Truly. And because of my letters, ADHD, I am an oversharer. And when I'm excited about something, it could have been the fruity tooty something I ate this morning. It doesn't have to be anything driven. But right now, I talk a lot about uniting artists. And if I have the opportunity, I'm not trying to shove it down people's throats, but opportunities have present themselves. And I think that's the manifestation that we're doing. We're building something for the better of our peers and ourselves and our livelihoods. And I'm just excited about it. So I talk about it. And I have a girlfriend that used to say, oh, you're such a salesperson. I'm like, that just sounded like a dirty word to me. And the healthier word is marketing.
Yeah.
And naturally, I market you. I market whatever I'm excited about and I talk about it. And there's something contagious about that because I've helped raise money on different circles and it's not even asking. I'm just talking about it. They're like, how can we help? How can we support that? Where would we send them? And I'm like, oh gosh, I don't know. Let me find out. But just being contagious in my own personality and having my letters to be able to talk about things freely because I don't see it. And we were talking about network, I'm like, I don't really network. When I'm at work, I'm working. But when we have our free time, I guess people say, oh, what's going on? Oh, we're doing a podcast. Guess what? And, or the salon or anything. I feel very comfortable to talk about myself and yet finding the balance of reading a room when not to always talk about myself.
Yeah.
But I have no problem oversharing. That has always been my vibe.
Yeah. And I'm pretty good at oversharing too. In a lot of funny ways as well. But no, yeah, I think that that's really great. And I don't love that word either. And I think it is more marketing or even just like connection. It's just connecting,
Yeah.
connection, and I
Well,
think,
it's one of our C words. It's collaborator. We
yes.
love collaborating with others and we find something on a plane that we both can relate to. We talk about that. And interestingly enough, as hairstylists, we're almost like podcasters. We talk to people. We make them feel comfortable in talking about their life and it comes naturally. I hate trying to make a post with just myself. I could talk to you on a screen every day, all day.
Right. Yeah.
I hate pretending like, hi, it's Tena again.
I know.
I hate that.
I know. It's so robotic. But yeah, we really do. We have those magical moments with even our talent, our actors, our clients behind the chair. And a lot of them really do tell us things that they won't even tell their therapist. So it really is a very special job. I wear it with a lot of humble respect and I wear it with a lot of gratitude.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I had a client sit in my chair today and the random question of, how's it going? She goes, oh, that's a loaded question. She just lost her father, her brother's dying, and she hadn't been able to really talk about some things that she was able to sit in my chair and kind of download. We even talked about empathically as an empath that I am, that it didn't affect me. Like I didn't let it weigh me down also, but it was a safe place for her to talk about things and knowing that it wasn't going to go anywhere. Again, you
Right.
don't know who I'm talking about, but the psychology that is in our field behind the chair,
Yep.
where it's more than a bartender, it's one on one, it's a safe place. And I don't know about you, but I don't always feel, I'm not going to like give the advice, but I feel like it's a sounding board. It's a place for them to go and just talk and talk. And, it's a place where they can reflect as well. And sometimes they have revelations there too.
Yeah, totally. And even with networking, sometimes I'm good with looping back with my friends and my producers and all the people and being like, hey, guess what, guys, I'm back on the map. And sometimes I just kind of go to the next thing and you kind of just hope that you're memorable. I don't know that I have a lot of systems that I follow up and follow through on those in those slow moments. But I mean, I'd love to hear what you do. I'd love to hear what our community does. I don't know if you have any magical things that you like to do besides just kind of reconnecting with one another and making a few connections. Is there anything else that you do with connection or marketing?
I don't. I am not somebody who's normally reached out. I fortunately have been in a boss position where people are calling and reminding me they're available, which I completely appreciate, especially when the towns we're in are busy and, we have our list of people, but someone saying they're available right when you need somebody, that's heck, I'll hire them right then and there. As far as creating work or jobs, I literally manifest it,
Yeah.
which can sound like voodoo, but I truly believe we can call to the universe, to the gods, the aliens, whatever it might be that you see as a higher power. I feel I can help create my path in my life and the jobs I want. And that happened by coming back to Utah. I wanted to work with the people I loved. I wanted to work with good people. And it's been a great road here. Utah has a great film community. It has people with ethics that have a can-do spirit and have a collaborative backbone, and they don't keep score. They're like, how can we help? They truly are a unique crew here in Utah, and I love them all. All the new ones, I think they're just so fresh and excited about everything. They're just all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and just happy to be there. And I love that because I feel that way still, even as a OG in the industry. I am thankful and I'm full of gratitude to be working with the people I love here in Utah.
Good. Yeah, I know. I was thinking, even though there could be productions and crew and even actors all alike coming on the same similar project, there is no production. There's no two projects alike. They're all really kind of their own different challenge that has a lot of different solutions that are needed. And I think that that's also what's really cool about it as well.
Yeah.
I also was thinking, just like with the industry challenges kind of at hand, I've thought about a lot of things, especially since our conversation with Patrick. And, just kind of ongoing, a lot of my clients are in the film industry. And so, really just trying to come together and really kind of think about what's next, what's happening right now. And I kind of feel like I'm coming to this place where, and you said even manifestation, like, oh, I've manifested these jobs or whatever, and it's voodoo, but it isn't. It's just having a little bit of hope and being able to see it in the present tense. And I feel like I personally have just had a lot of hope and I've had a busy year. There's been a few lulls here and there. And I know that there's been a lot of people struggling and having challenges, but if we can get a little bit creative with our hustle, that's what it's kind of taken for me. I don't know about you. Had to look at things a little bit differently. I just kind of feel like I'm in this place where I'm just embracing the unknown. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but I'm embracing it and I'm just trying to have all the hope and the faith, even with the stock market, everything going up and down, up and down. You can follow it every minute, but you could also get lost in it. So it's just like, get your to-do list done, focus on you.
Be ready.
Yeah, be ready. Just you're being led in a blindfold. You're not sure, but if you can just write down your hopes and desires and hold them in your heart and think of them in the present tense, I think it will be miraculous how work and opportunity and just doors like fly open for you, because it could even be a part of your side hustle that can, have a little bit more blossoming right now, or you could pair that up with your film industry or something like that. So I've just been kind of thinking about our industry challenges and what we're facing as a community. And I'm just hoping that we can all embrace the unknown and collectively support one another, support our side hustles. I really do feel like the time is now more than ever to really come together and focus on community.
I agree. While you were speaking, I was listening, but I was remembering to to mention this. When I worked with Del Reese on Touched by an Angel, she said something that I've always held on to, and that's expected and unexpected blessings. You're not always seeing the job that you might be hunting for one job where a different one comes out of the corner. And that happened throughout the year. I was thinking about this year. We finished Homestead the movie last year in November. And now here we are finishing up November. And it wasn't until October that we did 2 episodes. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking, what did I do all year? I did promotion for Reagan. I got to go to Tennessee and do a commercial. I worked in the salon. We did the reality show. The year filled up. It was not what I was planning. And
Right.
so that was the unexpected. And I was provided for. You blessed me with some clients. And then I have been making more at the salon. And I think if we just walk forward in faith and even blindly, as you said, and really work on manifesting and focusing on what we want in our lives. Maybe people need more time at home. Maybe people don't need as much work. I know Atlanta's busier than LA, but LA needs some help. So I see a pivot happening. We've talked about it with a few different people, and it doesn't have to be bad. Change does not have to be bad. So we just need to educate ourselves and figure out what the new path is and how we're going to walk it and what shoes to wear. But I think we can all thrive again.
Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah. And so the pivot's happening. We're seeing it. We're seeing the media, the content, it's all changing direction. But that doesn't mean we have to be left in the dust.
No. And life is always the gift of time or the gift of money. It's rarely both. And so whether you're on either side at this time, be grateful because that's also only temporary. And I think that we have ways to go back and maybe step back, work on our own ongoing education, work on our own skills and drills. What has it been? Maybe a minute, maybe it's been a minute that I've actually done a face shave, a straight shave. So maybe that's something to warm up to, or a networking class, or, something like that. It's just delve into the little things that are just going to fine tune us, make us a little bit better, and just want to strive for any of our goals, really.
Absolutely. That reminds me of the side hustle. Brittany and I have been talking about different ways that we're going to create resources on the platform that we're building for the unitedinartists.com. It might be a .org because we want this to be free for everybody. But my husband had to fly to Atlanta for a week of work, and he needed to rent a car. And part of the concept we're doing with our platform is being able to put money back into each other's pockets. And he went to rent a car, and he even took an Uber off the airport lot because they were going to add lots of fees. And it was still going to be $400 for like 4 days. And I said, baby, so many people in Atlanta. I bet somebody has a car sitting around and they wouldn't mind a couple $100 rather than that car sitting there. And do you know what? The next day he returned the car and he had a car and they didn't even want to charge him. But my husband had it cleaned up, new windshield wipers, and a full tank of gas when he returned it. So it was a networking community helping each other. And
Yeah.
that's what we're trying to build. This hub will help everybody reach out and help each other, whether it's work related or not.
Yeah. And really, we have unions, we have Facebook groups, we have LinkedIn, we have Internet Movie Database, we have Production Hub, we have all these things, but we don't have anything really bringing us together, not even like our own social media network, but really just a way to connect and level up, not only socially, but just collectively. And that's what our hope is for Uniting Artists. And that's what we're so excited to share and do. We've been seeing our website more and more, and we really can't wait to do our launch soon enough. We'll have another preview pretty soon.
Yeah, I think we're getting together this weekend with Landon. He's been kind of in the shadows as he wants to be our coder. And
Hibernating. Everyone's hibernating. Tina.
I didn't get the memo.
A hibernation is well due for the entire planet.
I think so. Well, he did punch out for the weekend. Remember, he went camping, and I was all worried his cat was like eating his ear somewhere. Yeah, so he has been working very hard. He took 2 days off, and he is creating something really special for us all. And we're very excited to show you. We're very excited to share it with you when I think he said this year. I pretty much I feel we're going to be able to get this out before the end of the year. It'd be a Christmas present. Wouldn't that be amazing? If it was a Hanukkah, Christmas, Hallmark, whatever Christmas. Yeah, I think that would be a beautiful gift to our community.
I don't even know how it happened. Sorry. SM radio just glitched out Mercury in retrograde. I don't know how the radio changed to the Hallmark channel.
No.
It's hilarious. I've worked on 3 Hallmark movies. I've never worked on any of them my whole career. And then the one time I'm working on 3 this year, and my radio just randomly goes to the Hallmark channel. Anyways.
They're listening. They're listening.
They are. I know I have my letters undiagnosed, but.
Well, I love you and your letters. And I'm thankful you're on this path with me and have chosen to walk beside me on this. And we're going to do some really great things for this community.
Absolutely. Thanks, friend. You too.
All right. Well, until next time, until our next guest, this is Tena Parker.
Brittany Trochet.
With the Uniting Artists Podcast. Thank you for joining us. Hey, y'all, join us next week as we highlight another uniting artist.
And remember, when artists support artists, everyone prospers.